Despite running a marathon practically every week, I've still never tasted sweet victory on Japanese soil. Time and time again, I've been thwarted on the battlefield by the local marathon monks. But today, it's different. I've been training with a squad of sub-210 runners and have leveled up from a cart horse to a full-blown thoroughbred. So can I finally break my serial loser streak and go home with the gold? Now this backdrop right here can only mean one thing. We've got another race on the cards. It's the Racing Across Japan map, which we are slowly taking over. And today we're going not that far actually from Tokyo, just to the prefecture above it. This is Saitama, and we're hitting the Saitama Marathon itself. I've raced there a couple times before. Looks like I actually won a 10K up there, so that's promising. That bodes well for the future because tomorrow I want to try and get my very first marathon win. Last year I tried so many times, the amount of second place, third place, it was an absolute joke. And I'm done with being a laughing stock. That ever so elusive Japanese victory shall be mine. So in preparation, I hit up another week-long training camp in the lead up with my brothers from the elite Japanese marathon team, ND Soft. You should recognize these tropical looking scenes from the last video, but this is Futsu in Chiba. And just as I was capturing this majestic B-roll, my cameraman antics caught the attention of a new face on the team.
Hey, YouTube debut.そう知ってる。英語で自己紹介しよう。
My name is Mahiro Yamaguchi, ND Soft new member.
Wow, nice English. Nice to meet you. 今日は頑張ろう。So today got a pretty brutal session on the cards. I think it's probably harder than any race I've done. But yeah, we're going to be going 2K with a 1K float, like one of those pace change kind of sessions. They love that here, it's the classic. And then it's 5 bar 1K, again, 1K on, 1K float. But the whole thing is going to be rapid. So the 2Ks were just a light warm up at 2:59 per K pace. Then the 1Ks are when things got spicy and we knocked out 2:55s with those ever so generous 1K recoveries in 3:30. Now, despite being terrified by these paces on paper, I was very surprised how comfy this actually felt. And my top end is easily in the best place it's ever been. So no doubt I'd PB over any distance, half marathon and under right now. But we'll have to see next week about the old marathon. That's a whole different ball game. But now let's chat with the boys post-sesh.
Hey man!
What's up?
What's up?
What?
It's up you!
英語どうぞ、どうぞ。
Marry me!
見る人大体外国人だよね。じゃあ、もし可愛い女子なら、メッセージがある？
欲しいだから。
ああ、I want you.
I want your girlfriend.
おー、ナイス。外国人彼女？
Yeah.
お、何の国？
UK.
おー、イエス、最高じゃん。じゃあ、でも、家族あるの？シークレット。
ワンナイトボケがあるかも。
ダメだよ。冗談。この動画多分10万人見る。
Japanese joke.
Japanese joke.
My wife no look.
ああ、大丈夫だから。No problem. Everyone's English is very good, as you can see. It's an English training camp as well as Japanese. I've been practicing Japanese and now we're switching it up. They're practicing the English. I don't think they can understand a word I'm saying right now. 今の英語わかる？わかんない。ああ、もちろん。
みんなに教えるから言っていいよ。
これから
英語しゃべる。
English only. Today's practice was not too hard, not too easy. In the middle, maybe.
今日の練習はとてもハードでもないしとても簡単でもない、まあちょうどいいところ。
Oh, nice!
ほら。さすが中国だよ。
So now we're going for lunch. We're gonna probably hit up size area, maybe.
今日のお昼ご飯きっとサイゼリヤに行くだろう。
Yeah, let's go! So as usual, the banter was flying, and I know everyone loved the dirty jokes as the boys described them in the last video, but there was a serious matter to address after that.
Hello everyone, this is just a quick announcement because I know there's been some concern for Smudge Fox's welfare because we've seen some strange activity towards soft toys on the channel recently. So I just want everyone to know, Smudge Fox is safe, he's here, he's in London with me because I'm training for Barcelona. In a month's time, when I'm done, he will be shipped back to Japan because Jake's been messaging me, really missing him, struggling a lot. So yeah, he will be back on the channel soon, but that's just an explanation for his absence and no weird activity going on with Smudge Fox over here in London. Promise you that.
So the world's biggest attention seeker, aka my sister, really will do anything to appear in a video and had this genius idea for a feature even when she was back home in London. But luckily, soft toys intact, the ND Soft boys and me hit up a classic Japanese scran spot for lunch after the usual size area was unfortunately full. Still, these rice bowl set meals always hit the spot, and the boys went for a mix of fried goodies on top, with me opting for the raw seafood option. These kaisen dons, as they're called, are unreal. Fresh salmon or tuna with some banging sauce. Add that to your list of must-tries when you're over here. So I hit a mad session this morning. I actually realised though, on this camp, I haven't been filming that much like around the sessions. You know, normally back in Tokyo, I'll give a little pre-session rundown, like what's coming up, that kind of thing. But here I've just been so kind of locked in on the session, because on paper, these sessions should be like near impossible for me to actually complete. Like it's so hard. So going into it, I felt like more nervous than I would before a race. And if you think back to the start of the first training camp, I was absolutely clinging on there, especially to the speed sessions. Now, by the end of the second one, it's like I'm feeling easy. I'm running 245, 250 per K, and it's feeling pretty comfy. It's crazy the jump I've made. I feel like I'm a super responder to teams. It's like as soon as I get in with a group, I can just make this ridiculous jump. I can go from, I don't know, let's say at the start of the first camp, I was in maybe 64-minute half marathon shape. Now I'm feeling like 62 should be absolutely no problem. So I'm actually buzzing for Saitama Marathon now on the weekend. I've basically finished up with camp now. I've done all the hard training, just got a jog tomorrow, and then I'm heading back to Tokyo. But man, it's been so much fun. Like they're all legends, this team. So I'm very glad they let me join in with this camp. It's such good timing, like coming up to the big marathon season. And talking of marathon season, I've got one to go and win. But what a lot of people don't know is that while I've never won a marathon here in Japan, I have actually won a marathon before. It was actually my debut marathon, the first ever. And since then, I guess it's just gone downhill because I've never been able to replicate that. But back in the day, I was the NAIA National Collegiate Marathon Champion. And I wasn't even training as a runner then. That was back in my MMA days. But I realised I haven't talked about it too much on the channel, but actually before I came here to Japan, I was on a sports scholarship out in America. And back when I was at uni in the UK, trying to get this scholarship out to the States, I remember just searching through every website online, every college's website. And if they had a running team, then I'd find the coach's email and I'd ping out this generic email to literally hundreds and hundreds of these coaches, pretty much just saying, give me a scholarship. And I'm sure I forgot to even change the name probably. It would be like, dear insert coach's name. I'm pretty sure on half of them I forgot to even change that bit. So unsurprisingly, I didn't get too many responses. But I wish at the time I'd known about organisations like Keystone Sport, who I've actually partnered up with for this video. And they're Europe's largest recruiting agency. So they basically help connect students with unis and coaches out in the States to then get these scholarships. And it's actually mad how much sweet cash money is out there in America. Like you don't even have to be a top runner. I remember when I got recruited, I think I'd ran 15, 12 maybe for 5K. So I guess I've always been a certified cart horse, but this scholarship was worth 60 grand a year and it covered everything, full ride. So we're talking like classes, accommodation, food, travel, flights, everything. It was the greatest 2-year holiday of my life. But the process for actually getting out there and securing a scholarship was an absolute nightmare. Like trying to do everything myself, all the paperwork and forms and visas and all of that. But Keystone Sport can basically support with all of that. So it sounds like a bit of a game changer. So if anyone watching this video is interested in becoming a student athlete, or maybe you've got kids that want to be, then I'll whack a link down below to get a free evaluation of your scholarship chances. But what are my chances tomorrow? What's the old plan of attack? So the idea is going to be run 30K steady and then pick up the last 12K, use that as a like target marathon pace effort. So this is 3 weeks out from Tokyo, the big one, and this is probably the hardest marathon session of the block in the middle of a 260K week. And I'm gonna try and unleash hell on Saitama. The reason I picked it, I thought it would be perfect because it's usually won in about 218, 219. So if I can just sit in there with a group till about 30K and then go solo, do my thing from there. It's exactly what I tried last year with the Kanazawa Marathon. I thought, yeah, I've got this wrapped up and oh wait, someone's sitting right on me, boom, kicks past, leaves me for dead at the end and I end up losing out on that one as well. Hopefully
the same doesn't happen tomorrow and I can drop the pack and kick home for the dub, because I'd love to take a victory out here, but I've got the kit lay going. Now you might see it's a little bit of a change up. Usually we've got the blue and green vest, the classic Brooks look. Tomorrow's gonna be so bloody cold, I'm having to pull out the t-shirt here. Pathetic, I know. I'll go arm sleeves, gloves, everything. I'm repping the new Brooks Hyperion 6. This is still the prototype. I think it's probably the same as the finished one. I've got my little Nomio here, 3 hours before, you know the drill. Actually, this made me laugh the other day. I looked in my fridge, look at this. So I've got a couple sauces and stuff, and then in the main fridge, what have we got going? Oh yeah, 4 cans of tuna, and about 50 bottles of Nomio. That's it. It's a dire state right there. But the Nomio is obviously for the lactate buffering, and shout out Chorus as well for supporting me. But the forecast tomorrow is looking a bit mad. So at the moment, it's gonna be minus something and potentially snow, sleet, ice falling throughout the race and before. It's gonna be a bit of a mad one, but you know what? I'm actually pretty excited for it. I'm gonna head up for a jog now. Hopefully I can beat some of the snow. It was falling earlier. So things look fine at the moment, but they were about to take a major turn. So I'm out on my shakeout jog now. Actually, just before I went, I was checking the race website to like see the details and stuff, start times, all of that. And there was a notice saying that they're gonna decide tomorrow morning, 5 a.m, if the race actually goes ahead. That never even crossed my mind that they might cancel it because of all this snow tomorrow. But I'm gonna be fuming if I wake up and that's cancelled. So we gotta pray to the marathon gods it still goes on. But pre-race, instead of just doing this jog and a couple strides, like I think most runners back home do, I tested out the Japanese approach, which I've dabbled with before and the Endy Soft boys swear by. So they go and rip a rapid 1K rep in 2:45 or 2:50, so way above race pace, but the idea is to get your legs spinning and your heart pumping in preparation for battle the day after, which I was more than ready for. Nothing could possibly stand in the way of me and that sweet marathon victory. Right, I've just woken up, was getting ready, prepped to leave, checked the race website, and it's been cancelled. Brilliant stuff. I cannot believe it. Apparently all the roads are snowed over. It's too icy, too dangerous. I've actually not looked outside, but let's have a look. Is it really that bad? I mean, it is snowing. Oh, geez. Okay, there's a bit of snow out there. Ah, that is so gutting. I cannot believe it. Oh, I'm so up for a race. Oh, it's just dead, isn't it? That is just classic timing. I think there's only one thing for it. The race might be cancelled, but that doesn't mean I can't still run a marathon. This is the last thing I want to do, but I'm going to try and solo the exact same session that I had planned in that marathon around the park. In fact, you know what? I'm going to switch up. Instead of going to my usual loop, I'm going to head out to this other park, Komazawa Park. It's maybe 45 minutes or so to get there. Then it feels at least like I'm kind of racing, like I'm going somewhere different, I'm changing it up and get into race mode, even if this isn't an actual race. So you know what, it doesn't look too bad. It's just sort of a light dusting of snow. Hopefully the park that I'm heading to is runnable. I can't say I'm thrilled by the thought of a 42K solo run. But you know what? This is where champions are made. This is where that sub 210 dream comes alive. But the marathon gods weren't going to give it to me that easy, and the snow started coming back for round 2. Right, this is the moment of truth. Just arrived at the park. Is it runnable? It looks good. It's snowed over, it looks like on the edge, on the grass bit. But I think this actual path here where you run on should be all good. We'll see, maybe some parts are slippy, but at least this section looks fine. Got this clean running path here. They've even got a designated route just for running. So you can whip along there. Yeah, a bit of ice up there, but I think it's gonna be doable. I'm glad to say the Training Marathon is on. We're back in business. That business being hypothermia. The snow started coming in hard now. Just about to get going. Hopefully it doesn't get too icy. I think the worst thing would be if I get injured, slip over one of these corners. So got to keep it controlled, but hopefully still get a good session in. Now the hardest part of this was having to basically run blind as the snowfall picked up. And while I was able to cruise at a steady pace of 320 per K, at the end of the 30K, I hate to say it, but I did the smart thing. I know, cancel me now. Well, that was half a successful session. In the end though, after 30k, so I got the steady bit done. That was part one. And then obviously I wanted to do this pickup, but it was just way too icy there and a little bit lethal on the corners. So I thought, I'm not gonna be able to pick it up here. I need to switch up the course. I'm thinking, hopefully, the Meiji Jingugayan loops, that's one where I do most of my sessions. Hopefully it's clear. So I'm basically just gonna drop my stuff back home and then head straight out again
for a cheeky double session day. But at this point, it was mid-afternoon and I hadn't managed to eat anything with all this traveling going on. So coming to the tempo here, I was running on empty. I managed to slog out a 5k in 15:17 to cap off a 55k day in total. Not quite the marathon dub I was hoping for, but some good honest work banked in the build up to the only thing that really matters. Now next Sunday, we've got the Tokyo Marathon going down right here on these streets. So I'm thinking instead of a usual video on that March the 1st, that Sunday, I'm gonna do a live stream the day before, where I'm basically gonna preview the whole Tokyo Marathon, give you my race targets, my game plans, all that's still a little bit undecided. It's all gonna depend on when they announce the pace groups, which doesn't happen until just before the race. So I'll give you that live stream as soon as that's happened, and I can answer all the questions and stuff, talk about how the block's gone, what I reckon I'm gonna do on race day. So keep an eye out on my Instagram, I'll drop the details of that live stream, but we're nearly here, Tokyo Marathon, huge. It doesn't get much bigger than this. But for now, this has been Jake with Run to Japan. I'll catch you next time. Remember, train harder, not smarter.